Welcome everyone to Breaking It Down with Brickitect episode 10. It's been about 5 months since I've done one of these videos, and many of you probably don't even know what the series is. Basically, it's where I tear apart some Lego sets in real time. I speed that up to make a time lapse out of it, and I answer your questions while you see these sets get destroyed. If you're wondering why I destroy these sets, it's basically because I don't keep a lot of stuff on display, and right now, as of the last 5 months that you guys have been missing these episodes, and I've been missing them too, my floor's been completely piled up with boxes and sets, and it's time to clean the place up, and I've finally been doing that. So yesterday I did a community post. I asked you guys to give me some questions that I can answer in this new episode, being that the other one's so dated, and you did just that. So we're going to proceed now to answer all the questions you guys had, starting with Matt's Lego life. This is actually the most upvoted question that was asked, and he says, are you at all worried that Clarke's obsession with playing Minecraft could turn into an addiction that could become very hard to control? And speaking from my own life experience, I'm definitely worried about that, and from Clarke's obsession with Minecraft, it's a little worrisome. But then I talked to other parents, and it turns out that a lot of 5-year-old kids are just like that with things. They get into stuff and they become very passionate about it. So while I am going to support his passion, we're also setting limits with it. He only plays Minecraft every other day. Playing with Lego Minecraft I'm totally fine with, and talking about Minecraft is fine too. I've actually tried to develop some creative outlets for him to talk about Minecraft, and he actually has a podcast about it. We've done 3 episodes. The first episode was 5 minutes long, and the second and third episodes were about 1 minute long. So it's not much to listen to, but maybe someday I'll release them. Right now it's just something that we do on our own, and I have it on my phone, and it's kind of a keepsake, I suppose. Next question is from Bricksar. This one, oh my goodness, this is such a good question that I'm going to save this one for missing pieces. I could go on and on about this, and for this, I just feel like that's a better outlet for this. But he's talking about stepping away from YouTube for a period of time and not thinking about it. Let's talk about that this weekend. Next question comes from Little Dipper Bricks. He says, how much do you think all your Lego's worth? And I started thinking about this, and I don't know if I could ever figure that out, because a lot of my Lego I bought at discount. So even though I keep track of what I spend and how much money I've spent, at least in the last couple years, I have no idea what it's actually worth, and I don't have a Brickset account to determine that. Maybe I should create one of those just to kind of figure that out, but it's a lot, I would say. Next question is from Marshy C. He says, do you think Clarke acts differently while y'all record videos when he's on camera? Yes, very much so. In fact, sometimes when we start live streams, I won't let Clarke know that we go live, because you can see just how calm and normal he is. And then as soon as he knows that we're live, he kind of hams it up and goes a little crazy, which is fine. He's having a good time. He likes to be a showman. Crazy Clarke is definitely a thing, but he's definitely a little bit more crazier when we're making videos. Next up, we have Mitchell asking, have you ever thought about getting into model trains? That could be fun for you and Clarke, and there is a Thomas model train. Yeah, I've considered that. I definitely don't need any more hobbies, though, where I have to collect things and take up space. I'm kind of down with just doing the Trackmaster thing that Clarke's into now, and he has the wooden tracks as well. I've committed to making more videos with him on his train tracks, because he's always creating new ones, and I know a lot of people on Greg's World, which is our vlog channel, really enjoy watching those videos. So we'll probably just stick with Trackmaster and wooden train collecting for now, but you never know in the future what we could get into, and maybe model trains would be right up Clarke's alley. The next question comes from Tim, who says, just recently I've thrown out all of my boxes except Star Wars and Simpsons, my favorite themes. Do you think that could be something you do, where you keep only the boxes of sets or themes you love the most and toss the rest in the garbage? I'll say when I did, I felt way clutter-free. And Tim, I admire your strength. I would love to be to that point right now. I've said before that the thing that I'm interested in Lego collecting is, first of all, getting deals on Lego sets and finding them at yard sales, garage sales. I love doing that. I love the process of sharing that with you guys. I love building the sets with Clarke. I like making videos in that I can look back on someday. I like putting the videos out and getting experience, but that's pretty much where it ends. The saving of Lego sets, the storing of them, the keeping the boxes, that part of it I don't get joy in. It doesn't bring joy into my life, and I don't want that to be a part of my life anymore. So I feel like I need to get to the place where you are and feel clutter-free and get rid of these things. But even in this video, you see me putting these sets in boxes. I'm still doing it. I need to break the chain, Tim. Give me some advice, man. Next question comes from Lego Boy. He says, can this be the last question? Apparently not. Next up, Brickbot asks, when do you think we'll get a Studio Tech tour? Well, I'll say when it's not a giant embarrassment to me. Right now, it's a cluster. It's a giant mess. But these videos that I'm making right now, the one you're watching, is helping me get the studio to where I want it to be. And when it is, I'll make a video showing you guys around. Next question comes from Bricks Over Blocks. Great name. It says, what is the hardest part about doing YouTube? I would say the hardest part is the time commitment that you have to put into editing videos. I know some people can just do things on the fly and like one take things, but for me, when you watch a video that's 15 minutes of me and Clarke Man building a Lego set, like that's more like an hour of our life that I've recorded, and then you have to watch that video back and cut out the boring parts and try to make it cohesive and entertaining, and then you watch it back again to make sure everything's good with it, and then you export it, then you upload it, then it's online. It's very time consuming. The part where you're actually making the video is the easiest part. The part of the behind the scenes stuff is just what kills you in terms of time. Next question is from Andre. He says, I miss your Lego bulk garage sale videos. What is the channel's view on continuing such line of videos, or is it purely based on if and when you or Pops find such deals? Well, Pops isn't my father-in-law. They're two different people. But yeah, it's kind of based on actually going to yard sales, which this year, thanks to Chima, I don't know if there's even going to be such things. But yeah, even with that, I can't just be like, I'm going to make a yard sale video. You have to like go out and look around and search, and hopefully you find something. And when I do, I share that with you guys and tell you what I paid for it, and we go through it. It's a lot of fun. I will say I do have some yard sale backlog stuff from last year that I just didn't get a chance to get around. So I will be able to share some yard sale stuff this year. It's just stuff that I got from a year ago. Next up, Cowboy Lego Guy says, are you worried that Clarke will be bullied when he's older for his passion of Lego? Because some of us, including me, are. And that makes me sad to hear that, but I'll give you the advice that I plan to give to Clarke, and that's that you should be yourself, be who you want to be, and don't let other people influence that. Don't let people bully you for your beliefs or things you're interested in, because the worst thing you can do is to grow up or to even live as an adult with regrets because you didn't follow the life that you wanted to live. And I feel like if I encourage Clarke through that, I can overcome any kind of bullying that he may endure through school. And I recommend that to you, Cowboy Lego Guy, and anyone else out there. They see this is liked by 19 people. If you guys are feeling that way, don't let people get you down. And I know right now you're probably thinking, Greg, well, that's a lot easier said than done. But I'll tell you, the stuff that you go through in elementary school, middle school, high school, whatever it is, it's so temporary. You have a whole life ahead of you, and all of the things that you think are big deals right now aren't going to matter at all as you get older. The next question comes from Nerf Hangout, who asked like 47,000 questions, but I thought I'd answer this one because I found it interesting. He said, if you couldn't do YouTube anymore, what would you like to do? There's a couple things I would like to do. I'd say my number one thing that I'd like to do is go completely off grid and just raise animals in my little farmstead, homestead type thing. That would probably be what I would do, and just live a life where I'm not connected to anything at all. It'd be like the complete opposite of what I'm doing right now, basically. Next up, we have B2B asking, will you ever release Patron-only videos on the channel at a later time, or would you like the videos to stay exclusive? Well, I would love to release them. I make videos that I think are really great, and I share a lot of stuff for just a few people, and I would love to put that out, especially some of the videos that are exclusive just for one person. There's a Patreon tier where I make you a video just for you each month, and there's some of those that are just like, oh my God, this is so bad that this is only going to one person because it's such a good video. But that's the way it is. I imagine they probably wouldn't care if I released them later, but I feel like if you're going to pay for something that is exclusive, I feel like that's a right that you should get to retain. Next up, we have Hepe, who says, are you a night owl or early bird? Early bird. I've always been an early bird. Stefan asks, are you willing to get into other hobbies like Nerf guns, action figures, or other things? I know you already are in a lot of hobbies, but I don't have any other better question. I appreciate your honesty, Stefan. I would like to get into action figures, specifically G.I. Joes. Clarke and I have been watching the G.I. Joe show lately, which I'll talk about in Missing Pieces this weekend. And I just love the show. And I have a lot of G.I. Joe action figures from my childhood that I thought I'd get out for Clarke Man. And I'd like to get into collecting those. So that's probably something I would do. Obviously, video games is a hobby of ours. I don't know if you consider that a collection or not. I suppose it can be. But I would love to collect something that doesn't take up any space. Like I admire my father-in-law who collects pocket knives, or coin collectors or stamp collectors, because you can have thousands of dollars worth of collections in like a tiny book or a little drawer or something. That's the type of collection I would like to get into, not something that takes up like my entire space like Lego. Next question comes from Brendan, who says, besides Classic Land, which is coming soon to a channel near you, what other mocks would you be interested in making? Would they be more to Clarke's liking, Minecraft, or more to your taste in Lego? And the answer is definitely more to my taste in Lego. I have a whole list of mocks that I want to build, but right now I'm trying to get through the sorting process and getting all my stuff organized. I feel like once I do that and I have this to be like a creative space that I'm looking for, then I can take it to the next level with making things and becoming less of a consumer and more of a creator, which has been my dream for 2020. After that, we have Fizz Horse, who says, how long until Clarke makes a Minecraft channel? Well, we basically have one. We have Games with Greg where we play Minecraft every other day, and we build your ideas in Minecraft, and Clarke does his thing in the creative world. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if you mean like a Lego Minecraft channel. Probably won't do that, but definitely a gaming channel, which we already have, but I could see Clarke having his own. Luke Ross asks, what happened to you guys calling minifigures minifingers? I just got annoyed with all of the comments from people. It's half of the comments I was getting all the time were just like, he said minifingers, minifingers, minifingers. I'm just like, dude, all right, let's move on to the next thing. Speaking of moving on to the next thing, Madison asks, how has the quarantine affected your life as a YouTuber? Well, on my Lego channel, not at all, because Lego doesn't involve actually going out and doing anything. I can do this very easily from quarantine as long as Amazon and Walmart, whoever's still shipping Lego sets, we're good here. Where it's affected me is on Greg's World, where we'd be going out and doing things. It's hard to do that when you're under lockdown or whatever you want to call it. So we've just been being home, and I've been putting up less content on that channel. But the Lego channel and my gaming channel has thrived under this, and it hasn't really affected me at all. The other way that it's affected me is through ad revenue, which has dropped significantly. And I think as of right now, ad revenue is the lowest that I've pretty much ever seen it since I've been on YouTube. And that's expected because we're kind of in a time now where a lot of businesses are struggling, people are struggling, and I don't know when that's actually going to end. So we might be in for a long haul here. The bearer of bad news, brickitect. I think this is our last question here from Tristan. It says, for a young kid with no money, do you have any tips on getting Lego sets? I do, actually. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can try doing some chores, maybe around your house, if your parents are willing to give you a little bit of money to, vacuum the floor, take care of the cat, mow the grass. I mean, you could do that for your neighbors too. You could wash people's windows. Any little jobs you can think of, raking up leaves, there's snow removal. Anything that you can maybe take like a small tool from maybe your shed or garage of your parents and go out and make a little bit of money with, you can totally start earning some money. Maybe have a lemonade stand. I know that sounds cheesy, but there's little things that you can do. Other than that, if you do have a little bit of money or if you have an allowance, when the spring and summer comes, try looking around your community for yard sales. You never know what you might come up with, and maybe for $5 or $10 you can get a huge lot of Lego. I've done it before, and that might be a way to increase your collection. But the biggest thing is enjoy what you have. And that's where I'd like to take this channel going forward. And I think this is a good last question for that reason. My goal as a Lego YouTuber isn't to show you what you can buy and to show you how wealthy I am with Lego and that I have these $1,000 hauls and all this. I like to show you how much fun you can have with just what you have. And I think a large part of that comes from being creative and creating things with the pieces that you currently own. I think a big part of it comes down to appreciation and appreciating what you have and how lucky you are. And I think that's the best way we can end today's video. I'd like to end it with you guys thinking about something that you're thankful for. What are you thankful for today? What has brought you joy? What makes you happy? And think about that for a minute and just see how that changes the rest of your day. And on that, guys, got deep here. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you to everyone for all the questions. Sorry to the people whose questions I didn't get a chance to answer. We'll be doing more of these as the weeks go by. In fact, I think even tonight I'm going to be doing more Breaking It Down live on Brickitect Live, which is my live streaming channel. Check it out if you get a chance. I'd love to have you there live while we're talking about stuff. If you do have any questions for next week's episode, leave it down below, and it just might be answered in Breaking It Down with Brickitect episode 11.